One of the things I dealt with growing up was really never knowing how to answer the question of what do you want to be when you grow up. I always felt like I was lost. I always feared turning 18 or being an adult and not having a job because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I've actually became an inspirational speaker, found what I love to do. And now I travel the country I've spoken at over 200 schools, and I talk to students about helping them figure it out. And I've realized why so many students like me when I was a kid felt lost, didn't know how. There's reasons why we feel this way. There's a lot of things I've realized looking back on my life that were the reasons why I wasn't able to figure it out. The reasons why I didn't figure it out earlier. The reasons why I didn't think I could do certain things or I didn't try certain things. There's a lot of things that are happening at school, at home, or just the way society paints the picture of what we're supposed to do in our life that prevents us from actually being happy. In our lives, I've realized we're constantly taught how to survive in this world, but nobody teaches us how to actually be happy. And the reason why we never learn how to be happy is because the person we're looking for advice from aren't even happy. So they just teach us how to survive, and they tell us you can't be happy because to be an adult, you just have to survive and you have to sacrifice this. But that's not the case because I'm actually happy with what I do for a living, and I wake up every day excited. Now, is every day perfect? No. But in this video, this for parents, this for teachers, this is for kids trying to figure out what to do. This is the mindset shift I want to give to you all so you can have a life you're actually meant to live, and how we can start encouraging students, whether you're the student or whether it's to other people, whatever it may be. This is the mindset shift I believe the world needs to take on to be able to flip a lot of things in this world. I believe people are doing the thing that makes them happy. They're doing the thing they're meant to do. All of these problems in the world are now going to be fulfilled and solved by the person that actually cared about the problem. So if you don't care about the problem your job is, then you're not going to be the best person for it. But that's a whole nother discussion. But students feel lost because of a bunch of reasons. I want to break those down and how we can fix them, okay? One of the first things that messes us up is the fact that when we go to school, we're taught everything but the question of what do you want to be when you grow up. So in school, what happens? If you have a test, if you say you have a test in 2 weeks over a subject, right? The periodic table, let's say that's what it is. We are then given 3 weeks of going to class and learning about the subject, and then we basically have to give the information back. Makes a lot of sense. It's very fair in my opinion. They give us the information. We just have to give them the information back. That's how we get an A on the test. But when it comes to the question of what do you want to be when you grow up, we don't get any advice. They just ask it randomly as if you're just supposed to know just cuz. Like nobody gave us any classes, any guidance. And so we're just supposed to know. And so how the heck are we supposed to actually become somebody that knows how to answer the question, okay? So I think it's super important that we realize that there's a gap in the school system. There's a gap in society in general to help students discover who they are. I believe the question of what do you want to be when you grow up is really a stupid question. I think the real question we should be asking students is, who are you? And when I ask, who are you, the answer shouldn't be name. It shouldn't be where you're from. It shouldn't be any of that stuff. It shouldn't be your job. Let me cross it out with a red. It shouldn't be your name. It shouldn't be where you're from. It shouldn't be your job. It shouldn't be what school you go to. Who you are, I think, is deeply within what you love to do. And when you find what you love to do, then deciding what you want to be when you grow up, deciding how you want to spend your time becomes a lot simpler. But if students never figure out who the heck they are, how are they supposed to make a decision? How are they supposed to know what direction they want to go in? A lot of us may work hard, but what if we're working hard in the wrong direction? So yes, we're making progress, but what if you're going all the way over there when you're meant to go over there? So there's a disconnect where we're doing all this work, we're being taught to work hard or to learn or whatever it may be, but we're never giving people direction. We're never allowing people to learn how to learn who they are. And I think the only advice we do get when it comes to figuring things out is the wrong advice. I'm somebody that always got asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? But I always felt like it was stupid advice. No, I didn't always felt like this because adults would give me this advice, but then I realized it was stupid, okay? And if you watch some of my videos, you've known this is one of my big, what do they call it? Just my icks. It's like I hate when somebody says this. But whenever somebody used to ask me, Jamar, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I didn't know, I would give them a fake answer. But as I started to mature, I really wanted to figure out how to answer the question. And so I would ask adults hey, how am I supposed to figure this out? And they would all give me this stupid response. I was about to cuss for a second. They always used to say, well, what are you good at? They would ask me this question. So basically insinuating that whatever you're good at is what you're meant to do. That's what I thought. And so I took this information. I thought this was good advice because adults said it. We're supposed to listen to our adults, right? But then I got this information and I realized this is stupid. It's not what you're meant to do. Because what happened to me is, essentially I took this advice, right? And the one thing I was good at was math class, because the only way I knew what I was good at was to look at my report card at the time. I remember getting this advice around like 8th, 9th grade. And when I got to 10th grade, something happened. I ended up being like promoted into like geometry as a freshman. Was it 8th? I think I was in 8th grade taking geometry. And so I was super ahead of everybody because I tested out. I was really good at math. And I got to geometry, and all of a sudden when I got to geometry, let's just say math wasn't easy anymore, okay? And the moment math wasn't easy, I didn't want to do it anymore. And so what I've realized in life is, how are we going to do something just because we're good at it? But when things are hard, that's exactly when you have the best opportunity to grow. Let me write that down. When things are hard, opportunity to grow. So if this is our opportunity to grow, then just doing things when they're easy is actually the best way to avoid ever becoming who you're meant to be and the best version of yourself. And so if we only do things, if we only train ourselves to participate when we're good at something, we're missing out on ever growing. If you ever go to the weight room and you only lift the weights that are easy to lift, you're never going to get stronger. It's within the challenges, it's when things being hard that allows us to grow. So why the heck are adults telling us to just do what we're good at? That advice is how you that's how you maybe survive, but that isn't how you become who you're meant to be. So whenever you do the thing that you're good at, and let's say you can get through it and make a little money, are you actually going to be able to be happy and fulfilled because you feel like you're just staying stagnant? When things get hard, that's when you have the best opportunity to grow. And even if you do something you're good at, eventually it gets hard the further you progress in it. So I think this is some of the stupidest advice. So we got to get out of that. So that's the first reason why people are confused, okay? That's the first reason why students are confused, because they're given the wrong advice or no advice, okay? Another reason is social media. Dang, I think this marker's kind of dying on me. Social media is killing society, because social media is telling us, first of all, you watch social media and you get complete instant gratification. So it rewires your mind to think, oh, I do something for 2 seconds or one swipe and I get dopamine. But that's not how you grow. You like literally have to have delayed gratification. But that's a whole nother video. But social media is also depicting, what I write down? Short-term or easy success. That's what you see online. You see, hey, I was rich at 19. Hey, I did this for 6. Like all these quick, easy successes. See, all these people with these fantasy worlds that, one, seem quick, and two, aren't the full reality of their lives, whoever's depicting this, or they're lying. And so all these kids are seeing all these things and they become attached to realities that aren't even realities, and their mind is just corrupt because, one, they don't have the guidance from parents and from schools to actually propel them and to actually live in a life that they're proud of. And when they go on social media or TV, it's depicting a life where you can just be happy instantly if you do this one quick get rich quick scheme or whatever it may be. And so they're getting these two sides. They're getting this very survival landscape from parents, right? And then you're also getting, on the other side, this fantasy land. They're getting both like extremes that are both bad. Right here, you're thinking life is just, that's it, right? Like that's all you can do. But then on social media, it's like, oh, just walk 2 times a day, you can be rich or something. Like it's these two fantasy lands that are both stupid, okay? And we need to find a middle ground that actually allows you to be happy and survive and be happy, but let's actually be reality with the work it takes and what it takes to be able to. You see what I mean? And so that's what I want to break down really quickly. And one of the other reasons why you have this two things is because of one thing, okay? The reasons why you have extremes on both sides is because you're trained to prioritize one currency, okay? Money. People they place too much importance or value on money. And the reason why I say this is because most people think money is currency. That's what currency is, okay? When people think currency, They think money. But that's not the only type of currency. This is just one type of currency, okay? The best and most important currency on earth, and it'll change the way you go about deciding what you want to do with your life and going about deciding how you're going to make decisions for your life. When you understand the most valuable, I don't know how to spell that, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, currency, okay, down in red, time. This is the most valuable currency. And what's crazy about the currency of time is it's the one type of currency that you don't know the amount you have. And so every second, you don't even know how valuable it is because you don't know the amount you have. Now, you can go and look in your bank account and know how much money you got. But this right here, you don't know if this is the last second you got. And so when you understand that, when you understand how valuable life is, you will then move differently. You won't just try to have a fantasy land, because that's not even really happiness. This is just what looks happy. And you won't go after this because it's more to life than just being okay. You'll realize it's more to life to money and surviving and looking good in front of other people, and realize that success has nothing to do with other people, what other people think, has nothing to do with making other people proud. Success is only determined by only your wants and needs. And that's what needs to be taught to students and to people all across the world. One of my big things I'm very big on is I don't believe success should have a definition in the dictionary. Because success is the one thing that is different for everybody. For me, success could be this, and for you, success could be that. Because how we are happy is different for everybody, right? So when somebody tells me, I go to schools and I'll talk to a kid, I'm like, what do you want to be? Or what's success to you? And they'll say, I want to be rich and famous. And I'll say, why do you want to be rich and famous? And they'll say, that's successful. But I'm like, that's not an answer, because successful is whatever it means to you. What about being rich and famous makes you happy? And they're just like, I don't know. That's what I see on TV. That's what I see online. And I'm like, oh my goodness. The key in being able to live a successful life is figuring out what actually is success to you. And so when you determine that, that's when you have direction. But you have to debunk all the stupid reasons why you want things. Okay? There's a lot of things I used to want that I no longer want because I realized I didn't really want them. I just wanted the approval from other people. Okay? So in this life, a lot of people just want to look famous. But the thing is, a lot of these famous people that have all these followers on Instagram aren't happy. So is that actually what you want? Do you want to look happy and not be happy? And then a lot of these people right here look like they're maybe okay, look like they're doing good, but they may have all these things that give them security, but they have all these regrets in their life. So how do we go about actually building a life that we're meant to live? How do we do that? Well, one is not by listening to any of these stupid people on either side. It's actually by listening to yourself. What you have to do and what students have to learn how to do is to become self-aware. That is the thing that needs to be trained so much more than the periodic table or the Pythagorean theorem. Is if we can learn how to have self-awareness, do you know what that opens up for your life? Having self-awareness allows you to eventually figure out what you absolutely love to do. And when you figure out what you love to do, you're going to be willing to learn about it. You're going to be willing to do it when it's challenging. You're going to be willing to do it when other people aren't. And that's how you make a lot of money. And that's how you impact people. It's through not thinking about what other people think. It's through not focusing on the money. It's through not focusing on impacting people and just focusing on yourself. Hey, what do I like doing? What do I enjoy doing? Naturally through that, you're creative. Naturally through that, you have work ethic. Naturally through that, you're curious. Through that is then where you get everything you said you wanted in the first place. But now you're not depending on other people to be happy for you to do it. Now you're not depending on somebody to say, hey, I'm proud of you. Now just the process of doing it is making you happy. So regardless of what happens, you enjoy it. If you invest your life into something that needs the validation from other people, that needs somebody to say, hey, you're doing a good job, then you're always going to be relying on things you can't control for your happiness. But when you do what you love to do, regardless of what anybody else thinks, just you doing that makes you happy. So me making this video, why this is so dope isn't because I'm doing it for you. It's because I'm doing it for me. This is what I love to do. It took me years of self-awareness to know, I like making videos, or I like talking. Oh, wait, I like doing it on the whiteboard so I can explain a little more. I had to keep going through self-awareness to find more and more about what I love to do, and that allowed me to find a life I'm meant to live. Now I speak at schools all across the country doing what I love to do. I make a lot of money for somebody my age in a quick amount of time. Not because I was trying to make a lot of money, but because I was trying to do what I love to do. And then opportunities came about because I was showing up every day. Why? Because work wasn't work. It was just who I am. That's what you need to figure out. Not what you want to be when you grow up, but who you are, and all the other stuff gets taken care of, okay? And another point I want to make, I made my main point, but another point I want to make that's blown my mind after realizing like the interactions I've had with family or hearing other students talk about certain things that their parents have said. And it comes down to this, and it's a breakthrough realization that I had. This is why it can be hard to listen to parents when you want to go after your dreams, when you figure out what you love to do, or you're trying to find what you love to do, and there's pushback. But parents, dang, this marker's almost up. Parents love you so much that they need you to be okay and forget about your happiness. Let me break this down real quick. So essentially what ends up happening is, and this is not for everybody, some people don't have their parents in life, some people do. I'm trying to break down different ways. I began it by saying we don't have any guidance with this. But sometimes we have guidance, but it's the wrong guidance and it pushes us away from what we're meant to do. And one thing that happens is parents will love you so much that they will push and push and push for you to go the safe route because they can't live with themselves. They can't go to sleep at night if you're not okay. And the thought of you not being okay pushes them to kind of push away the prioritization of your own happiness. Because oftentimes the pathway to you actually being happy is risky. Like it is. But what about the risk of forever regretting something? That's what parents don't think about. What about you living your whole life being quote unquote okay, but you're always thinking, man, what if I would have went for my dreams? I think that's a bigger risk in my opinion. But they will push you so much to the safe path because they need you to be okay. It's like in their nature. They're supposed to take care of the kid. But in order for the kid to fly, they have to take the risk of flapping their wings and possibly falling. But at least you got to be able to go after your happiness. And I think this is super important to think about. Understand your parents or people that care about you. Their perspectives are flawed. Their opinions for your life is flawed. The only person that isn't ignorant to your life is you. Even if your parents have been around you your whole life, they don't know how you feel. They don't know how you feel when you think about or do something. You're the only person that has this information. And you're the only person that can really determine your happiness. And so them and their advice is important to listen to, but it can't be the priority. The number one priority, the number one opinion that matters in your life when making decisions is you. And so parents, if you're watching this video, teachers, whatever it may be, understand, you got to understand you can't really tell them what to do because if you tell them or force them, you are sacrificing their happiness for your own well-being or peace of mind. But in order for them to be happy, they have to kind of go against your instinct. Because your instinct is flawed, okay? It takes risks to be able to find what you love to do. When I wanted to quit my job and become an inspirational speaker, do you think it was comfortable for my parents? No, but do you think it was comfortable for me either? But do you think it would have been comfortable for me my entire life, never knowing what would have happened if I went for it? It's that stuff we got to think about, okay? So I really want y'all to understand that people will put realistic things on you, either one, because they really care about you, or two, because they didn't go after what they wanted, or they weren't able to get what they wanted, and they just want to push their limits and beliefs on you. But I need you to know, this is what I want to finish off with. I need you all to know, everybody that's watching this video, and the kids maybe you're mentoring, or your students, or your kids, the thing we have to think about is their potential. And when we think about potential, we have to understand how much we have to humble ourselves when we think about potential. What I mean by that is it's beyond our comprehension, okay? The potential in you, whoever's watching this video, is beyond your comprehension. And do we really want to limit something that could change the world, that will change the world if they just dwell into the thing they love to do? What I like to have people think about is like a domino effect, okay? We have no idea the domino effect of our lives. So you just simply smiling at somebody because you're in a good mood from doing what you're supposed to do could then encourage somebody else to have a good day that then domino effects. Like there's so many domino effects that can happen. You don't know how much you're impacting the world. And the more people that are doing what they love to do, I just believe there's more domino effects. There's more potential. There's more things that can happen. I always like to say, What if me just making one video encourages one person to chase their dreams and do what they love to do, which then allows us to gain information or like knowledge on like maybe stopping an asteroid. And this person writes this whole book about how to do it if another asteroid comes, and then 400 years from now, somebody watches that or reads that book that that person made that was inspired by me to go after what they love to do, that then stops the asteroid from saving billions of people. I know this sounds like a crazy scenario, but there's all these scenarios that are beyond our comprehension, and I believe we're creating more and more purpose, more and more impact than we can even imagine if we just do what we love to do. So when we understand that responsibility, when we understand how great we can be when we just do what we love to do and we're encouraged, we have to encourage people to do what they love to do. So if you're somebody out there that's been maybe pushing somebody to take the safe route, I need you to understand, while it's risky to maybe go about the risky route, but there's a risk of forever regretting something, and there's a risk of preventing what's meant to happen and to change the world. So if you're out there and you know you love something, go after it. If you're out there and you want to find something you love to do, but you don't know how, if you can do it, I promise you it's out there. I do it every single day. I love what I do. All you need to do is constantly try out new things and reflect on it. And when I say reflect, I don't mean just like, oh, did I like that? No, like dissect every part of it. And then that gives you information to the next thing you try. And when you find the thing you love doing, even when it's hard, even when it's challenging, even when you're not getting views on Instagram, on social media, whatever you're doing, even when nobody's supporting you, you still love it. That's the thing that's going to give you everything that you thought you wanted into the first place, because now you're living in what you're supposed to do. Now you're enjoying the process, and through enjoying the process is results beyond your imagination. If you want more videos where I give you steps to be able to find what you love to do, to be able to find success in what you do, or just become a better version of yourself, watch some more of my videos, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.